Hi guys, I've really got into reading classics at the moment, so I've been buying a lot of them just so I can catch up on all the ones that I've missed because I haven't been alive for like 200 years, surprisingly. So I thought I'd share some of the books on my classics to read list today. Obviously I don't know what many of them are about, or I have a very vague idea. So I read Pride and Prejudice at the start of the year, and then I wanted to read more Austen. So I went into my Waterstones and I discovered these gorgeous editions, so I kind of made it my goal to collect them. So they look like this, and they are designed by Leanne Shapton, and they are so gorgeous. They all match together and they go amazingly on my bookcase because I haven't got a lot of room, but these are kind of condensed versions of books, so they fit perfectly. So the first one is Emma. I don't really know anything about this one. I haven't heard a lot about it. I just know the title of it and that's about it. Then we have Mansfield Park. I recognise this one from a video that Ron Lit did, but that's all I know about it. I'm quite looking forward to reading this one actually, even though I don't know anything about it, because I really adore the cover, so that's why I'm looking forward to reading this one. And then we have Northanger Abbey, which is the one that I'm probably most excited to read at the moment because it is set in Bath and all about the social scene, and I live near Bath, and so I think that will be really good. And this is one of the shorter ones too, so that's pretty good, and I think I'll read it soon. Then we have Sense and Sensibility, which is another one that's set in a social society circle type thing, so I think that will be quite good to read about. And then we have Persuasion, which is about a woman who turns down her lover years ago because of the pressure from her family, and I think this one sounds very, very good, and I adore this white on black kind of colouring of the cover. So aside from Austen now, I recently read Agnes Grey by Anne Bronte, so I was like, yes, I have got to read more from the Bronte sisters, and what better place to go than Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I don't really need to talk about this, I don't need to say what it's about because I think pretty much everybody knows. But this is another novel about a governess, and this was compared a lot to Agnes Grey when it was released because this is kind of the better of the two, most critics said. So I really enjoyed Agnes Grey, so I don't know what could possibly be better than that. So this one is one that I'm looking forward to reading a lot. It kind of matches my lipstick, which is pretty cool. And these are the vintage classics. They're kind of the ones that I'm collecting. The Jane Austens are the Austen classics ones, and these are the other just plain classic from vintage. I follow someone on Twitter called Annabelle. She also has a YouTube channel, which will be in the description below, and she raves about Oscar Wilde so much, and she recently did an Oscar Wilde book tag, which I'm planning to do sometime in the future, but I wanted to read some Oscar Wilde before I did the tag. So I bought The Picture of Dorian Gray. I love the sound of this so much. His books deal a lot with image and appearance and vanity, which really interests me, and I love the sound of it. I love the cover of this, and it says, Dorian is a good-natured young man until he discovers the power of his own exceptional beauty. Then we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I studied this when I was in year 7 at school, so I was around 11 or 12 at the time, but it was obviously a condensed scripted version of it, so I didn't get the full understanding of the book, but I really enjoyed it when I studied it, and so I thought, now that I'm a bit older, I'll give the book a go. And it's another short one. I like that. I like it short. Yeah, these are the Penguin English Library editions. They have these orange spines, and I'm not too keen on the spines, but I think these bits are gorgeous. These have hearts on them. It's pretty cool. So Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is about a man called Dr. Frankenstein who goes and sets out to make a monster, or a person, or just life, I'm not sure. It's been a long time since I talked about Frankenstein, but I enjoyed it a lot, and I liked breaking down the misconception that Frankenstein is a monster, because Frankenstein is not the monster. So as I mentioned, I read Agnes Grey and loved it, so I bought The Tenant of Wildfell Hall by Anne Bronte. This is about a woman who has had to put up with alcohol abuse all her life from her husband, and she just wants to get out and save this from her son. And Anne drew a lot from her brother, what's his name? Branwell. I know a guinea pig called Branwell, which is how I remembered it. I'm excited to read it, but it's really big. But I think it'll be good because I loved Agnes Grey, so I bet I'll love this. I recently read Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger as well, so I bought Raise High, The Roof Bean Carpenters and Seymour: An Introduction, which is another book that follows the Glass family, and I really enjoyed Franny and Zoe. I didn't enjoy it at the time, but on reflection I enjoyed it, which doesn't happen a lot with a book, but I like the emotions that I went through when I was reading it. So yeah, this should be good. ages and ages ago, by ages I mean at the start of the year, I bought The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham because I've heard Sana at Books and Calls talk about it a lot, and I thought I cannot watch another of her videos and not have read it, so I'm gonna read this soon. It's about this man called Bill who wakes up in hospital one day because he's had this operation on his eyes or something. This meteor has hit Earth and everybody that saw it went blind, but because his eyes are covered up he can see everything, and these plants called Triffids wander the earth and go about killing people or something crazy like that. It sounds pretty awesome. So those are the books on my classics to read list. I'm very sorry that I couldn't talk about them more, and I know that now I've talked about them I will have to read them soon. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Happy reading!